All right, everyone. What is going on? David Talks Buffs is here, doing our first live stream interview. See if I can get this background working a little bit better, but thank you for your patience. We're live. Happy to have an important guest here this evening. This is Colin from the Life in Football podcast, YouTube channel, business. You've probably seen him around every day talking about the CU Buffs, and I'm honored to have him as the first guest on my show today. Want to give a little bit of an intro. If you've never seen Colin before or interacted with him on YouTube, he's a former college football player, cornerback and kickoff returner. He played JUCO at Ellsworth Community College and also played Division I football at Nicholls State and South Florida. He's also the author of The Power of Faith in Positive Thinking, where you can get on Amazon. That is linked in the description. And most notably, which is probably why you're all here, is he is the co-founder of the Life in Football business, along with his good friend, Mike Figures. So we can all give a wonderful welcome to Colin from Life in Football in the comments. I'm going to put him on now.
What's happening, man?
Colin, what's going on? Thank you again so much for your time this evening. Ooh.
Hey, appreciate you having me on, man.
Awesome. I just realized I have the music still going.
Yeah, you
do. This
You
is so
do.
embarrassing. I got to figure out.
No, you good. You good.
This is my first time using StreamYard, so.
Hey, I get it.
Let's see here.
You had a good Mother's Day today?
Yeah, I gave my mom a call. We are a few hundred miles away. She's in Texas. I'm here in Colorado, so we were able to chat a little bit. I was able to see her a few weeks ago, which was good. Yeah, I'm so sorry, Colin.
You good. You good, man.
I can figure this out here.
I'm relaxing. I'm with David Talk Buffs, baby. I'm good.
All right.
I'm good. Everywhere we went today was packed to eat.
That's right. I'm like literally having to Google this right now. So hopefully we can figure this out here real quick. Thank you for everybody's patience.
I could do this, boy.
What's going on, everybody? Thank you for coming in. We're about to get started in here in just a minute. Once I figure out how to turn off the background music.
I was in that Spider-Man movie. He was. For me.
What's up, Bodie? What's going on? Okay, here we go. I got it. It's under the brand. All right.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Hey,
got that done. That won't ever be made again. I'm glad that I could make that mistake.
Hey, you good. You good.
But, thank you for coming on, Colin. Really appreciate your time. And before I get into this first question, I want to say the reason that I want to have you on is because every time I see one of your videos, I see you go live, you're always making my day. You're always bringing positivity. I try and bring some good vibes on my channel, and I feel like you reciprocate that, but times 1,000. I mean, I'm always leaving with a smile on my face. You're taking us to church half the time at the end of your your streams. I appreciate that. So thank you again. I just want to get into asking you first off, what you first thought when you heard that Colorado had offered Coach Prime this position. You know, were you familiar with what was going on with CU? What were your first thoughts? Everything like that.
So me and my business partner, we was on it the whole time. He first called me. He said, "Hey, I think he's going to Nebraska." Man, I shot that down so fast. I like, Nebraska? Man, it's cold up there. Coach Prime don't want that cold air. So he said, "Nah, man, that money will make you come." I was like, "Nah, he don't want Nebraska." then we was looking at South Florida. So we thought South Florida was going to get him. So I was crunk because that was like 30 minutes from me. I was finna ball. I was finna be in Tampa so hard. We had this music guy named Tampa Tony. They'd have called me Tampa Simo because I would have been over there like clockwork. So by the time he did get Colorado, it kind of shocked me like, dang, he chose Colorado? And I was like, well, what made him choose Colorado? So I went to looking at it and trying to figure it out. I just couldn't see it. But when he went to talking about it, I'm like, dog, I see why he chose Colorado. I'm like, I would have chose him too. But one thing that caught me off guard was when he walked in there that night when he took the job, his picture was already up. So I was like, well, how long did they know that he had this job? Because his picture, y'all know that prime picture that had the words up on it, it was already up. It was like, now they just can't put that up saying that he get here. But yeah, we didn't know, but we was following it, and we thought South Florida. Really, I thought South Florida had him, and then I thought possibly Auburn. Then Auburn tooted their nose up at him. Nebraska, I don't know what happened there. And then out of voila, it was Colorado. So I was good.
Yeah, I was pretty surprised too. I think going back earlier into the season in one of my fantasy football chats that I have with some of my other friends from CU, I was, we were talking about who's going to be the next coach. And I was like, man, it would be great to get Deion Sanders here, but there's no way in heck that he wants to come here. Absolutely no reason. But we're, happy to see the institution, the administration recommit to investing in the football program, and it's a brand new start. I want to ask you, having played in JUCO, having played Division I football, various levels, what did you think of when Coach Prime's first viral moment when he's telling the whole team that he's meeting with them that first day? Hey, there's a new sheriff in town. I'm bringing in my luggage. It's Louis. I'm going to make some of y'all want to quit this team. It's going to be hard. What were your thoughts on it? What were your experiences having been a football player as well?
When he said that, if you there in live action and he say that, because nobody ain't talking. So all you can do is hear what he's saying and process it. So when he talking like that, I'm like, oh, man, either I feel I'm that guy and I'm going to stay and I'm going to fight for it, or I'm going to look at what he bringing. I would have looked at Jackson State. I would have looked at my position. So I'm at corner. He'd have told me Travis Hunter was coming. Then he, a couple weeks later, bring in Kamani. I'd have been saying, oh, okay, I'm 5'7.5", about 5'8". I'm a lie and say I'm 5'9". So, okay, he bringing in them two. Am I as fast as them? Because I know I'm going to have some speed to hang with them. And it says, can I compete with what he finna have? I want to play corner with Coach Prime, but if I ain't never going to see the field, I'm out of there. So it would have been that. I would have been thinking, let me see if I can handle this. And I would have first let him come. I would have tried to do everything I could to get into that rotation. If he'd have told me at the end, hey, man, you ain't going to get no burn at corner, nor nickel or dime, nor kick returner, then I'm going to deal. But he would have had to tell me first. I wouldn't have left. It would have made me nervous. I know I would have had to grind January, February, March, and then especially when spring ball came. So if I could grind in them and get on his good side, and possibly I'll stay. But at the end, if it wouldn't have looked good for me, I'm gone. Hands down, I'm gone. Because my dream is to try to hit that lead. So I'm going to try to hit that lead one way or other. If I don't get that Colorado, I'm going to attempt it somewhere overall, period. So that's what I would have been feeling. And I know that's how they had to feel too. You either feel you got it and you're going to stay, or you're going to try to stay and see if you do got it, far as with how he going to roll.
Yeah.
And as far as me and JUCO, man, JUCO really helped me because you go from your hometown and you getting cheered on by many fans. Like we had high school games with anywhere from 2,000 to like 10,000 people at games. So we used to that. I get to junior college, man, it's maybe 5 or 6 people in the stands. And I go from an area where I know everybody. I grew up with everybody. And you go into different towns where you done play these guys in Little League football tour. You traveling across the middle of nowhere with nothing, and you in the cornfield, it ain't nothing to do but play football, go to school, go to sleep. It ain't nothing else. It ain't no party. It ain't nothing up there. So that's how that was. So it make you want to get in and get out fast as you can.
Absolutely. And what was that feeling like for you, you know, coming out of JUCO, getting offers, you know, talking with schools? How did that whole thing go? Well, I'm just trying to put our viewers in the perspective of what some of these JUCO transfers that are now coming on, what they've been through, what their mentality is like, what their experiences are.
Well, mine was, I'd only had offers from D2s. I'm like, nah, big dog, I ain't going D2. Which my cousin ended up going D2 and went to the NFL from the same school that offered me. School that offered me was Fort Hays State. I can't remember what state they in. I think they're in Kansas. Okay. And he went pro out of them. But I didn't think I could. So I was like, nah, I ain't going D2. So I called every school I could. And then one day I came home and my the defensive back coach that was there at my school, he said, hey man, but he was the head coach by then. He said, hey, I want to put you in the game, and I want to make sure that you are talking to every school you can. So he said, call Jackson State. I mean, not Jackson State, Jacksonville State. They are D1 AA in Alabama. So I called them. They gave me the scholarship. I went there, and then while I was there over the summer, and then I said to myself, and right up to fall camp, and I said, man, you know what? I can go D1 still. I can be D1, not D1 AA. So I'm like, man, I'm going to go to South Florida. So I left and went to South Florida that same year. I don't know why I did that. I wish I would have stayed at Jacksonville State in Alabama, because when I missed that, they gave me the full ride. At South Florida, I had to walk on and then earn a scholarship. Then I felt like I couldn't play there, so I left and went to Nichols, and they gave me the scholarship. And I played corner there, and I played kick returner there. So all in all, if anything, I still would have wanted that D1. I would have stayed at Jacksonville State. I wouldn't have left. But it was good that I went D1, because once you D1 and you out there and you practicing, you go to practicing so much with all the guys that, you know, supposed to be those guys, and you out there and you getting down just like them. So you look at like, I ain't no different than them. So what was the difference? But you never know how a head coach gonna call it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one thing you're kind of hitting on too is with a lot of the players that stayed here from when Prime came on in December and then kind of left after or around the spring game, you know, they want a chance to play. And for what a lot of people don't realize that haven't been following the program closely is that a lot of these guys on the roster over the last few years, Colorado was their only Power 5 offer. And so it's why wouldn't you take that? But with the, you know, the influx of athleticism, you know, higher athleticism, the athlete, the competition is going to be stiffer. And I think as we're seeing, they're going to get more playing time than they'll get here in 23. And that's going to be most likely for most of these players at the G5 or FCS level. But one of our most notable transfers coming in that I think is overlooked now a little bit, just because it's going to be a roster of like 70 new players or so, is the quarterback, QB1, Shedeur Sanders. I want to hear your assessment on him, what you feel like his best qualities are, expectations for this year, all of that.
Man, listen, Shedeur Sanders is that guy. He the reason I truly believe we can whoop basically everybody we play. I feel we could whoop them because of him. Man, the man poised. He focused. He determined. He locked into the assignment. He threw 70 TD passes. He barely threw interceptions. He threw 8 interceptions the first year as a true freshman, and then he threw 2 less the next year. So he only threw 6 interceptions last year with 40 TD passes. So that right there, and then he had over 70% or even more, maybe 73% in completing passes. So the man was on fire. Now you give him a better offense, more weapons, and he get to do it at the D1 level, because, you know, everybody's saying It was the HBCU. What are you gonna do at the Power 5? So now you get to come up here and dominate these boys, and then we're gonna shut all that up. Dominate TCU out the gate, Nebraska, and then Colorado State. But you know they'll say, well, wait till we get to the Pac-12. And then when he ripped them up, it won't be no more talking. They can place that boy up in the top 5 of the draft. That's what they should be talking about. Even though he probably won't come out, they should. Well, I don't know. I don't know what him and Coach Prime talk about. But I think he's a top 5 guy once he show him. I know he that good, but everybody else with that quotation mess, you know how they do.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of people just, they want to see it in the Pac-12. But I mean, I've done a video earlier on this year talking about how, well, one, we haven't had great quarterback play here in a long time. Again, CU hasn't won a bowl game since before YouTube existed. A lot of people don't realize that. Last bowl game was Joel Klatt, bowl game win, Joel Klatt, 2004. But he has the potential, Shedeur, this year, in his first year here, to break literally every single season passing record here at the school. And in 1 year could kind of put himself up in that CU Hall of Fame discussion rather easily. Let's break this down a little bit more in terms of the offense, the weapons. Who are some guys that you're really excited for that are coming in, to the team this year? Maybe some that, you're very high on, maybe some that you feel like you're high on, but might be underrated by some other people in media around.
Look, well, I know this one's going to shock you, but I want to see Charlie Offerdeal get his scholarship. I want to see him get his scholarship. I actually want to see him actually get in the game versus TCU and play ball because I think he that good. When I looked at all his stuff, he an overall athlete. Like, he got it. But that's from CU guys. Far as the transfers, the underrated guy, you could probably say is Willie Gaines because you got Jimmy because he was there and he took off like a rocket. You got Travis and, Coach Prime say he top 5 either way, wide receiver or DB. So, he not underrated. Xavier Weaver, he going to come in and do his thing. So I think Willie Gaines is the one who nobody's talking about in the wide receiver room. And you could say Smoke, Cavassier Smoke. Now, I seen that he put up about 600 yards in 21. In 22, he really didn't put up that many. So hopefully he can give us way more than what he did in 21 and take off like a rocket. So it's between him and Willie Gaines. I want to see just, take it right out the gate and just take off.
Yeah, absolutely. And I've listened to some interviews with Willie as well. And, he has very high expectations for his productivity coming in here. I don't think he sees himself as, I think what a lot of us would say, maybe that 4th wide receiver.
Right.
I think he thinks that, he expects himself to go out there and dominate. And that kind of gets to what I love about the makeup of this team. It is filled with, I feel like, some of the most competitive guys around. It doesn't matter what other people are saying about them or, letting the past be the past. They believe that I feel like all these guys believe that they can come out and be stars this year. One particular star that is coming in this year is Armani McClain. Of course, we all know top 10 cornerback, 5-star. Coming in here as a freshman, that's being expected. We're expecting him to do a lot of things. I want to hear from your perspective, what is it like coming in as a freshman to play college football? What are some things that maybe you wish that you knew when you were that young coming to the next level?
Man, just come in and grind. Just come in, learn everything you're supposed to learn in that playbook. Know the playbook inside and out. You already know that you coming with hype. So you gonna come with it at practice because they gonna be coming for his head. Everybody gonna be coming for everybody's head because it's a new transition for everybody. Everybody new. And then when it really hit in August, everybody look, you're gonna fight for the position in May. You're gonna fight for it in June. You're gonna fight for it in July, but it really goes into play in August. So if he could just come in, learn the process, get with Travis, learn what, stay up with Travis, know what they're doing, get with Kevin Mathis, talk with him, get with Coach Prime, talk with him, just know what's going on, lock all the way in. He'll have a real good chance to play because he got what he say coming in 20 days. So,
yeah,
well, that's maybe the first week of June. So
yeah.
get there the first week of June. He probably may come back home sometime the end of June or sometime in July. And just, I would lock in if I was him. Man, I wouldn't be really calling nobody back at the crib because everybody going to be saying, how it is up there, man. You homesick? Nope, I ain't homesick, nothing. I'm finna get in and play some ball. So just lock in and focus. That would be my main thing for me if I could go back, or as well as for him.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's, let me rephrase this. I think sometimes like leaving, like your hometown or home state can be beneficial because you are able to lock in. Is that how you kind of felt? I know Iowa is a little bit different than coming to Boulder, but is that kind of how it felt too, kind of leaving your hometown, getting away a little bit? Was it easier for you to lock in?
Well, when I actually got to the junior college in Iowa, I had my best friend with me. So it was the first 2 weeks I was good. That third week, man, I was so ready to go home. I like, dog, what is this? I mean, it's snowing up here. It's cold. I ain't never seen snow before. That was fun. Well, I did see snow before, but that still was fun. But it was so boring. Like all you had to do at the time, BET was the hot channel. So I'm watching BET and college football every single day, or playing the Xbox and recruiting. I'm doing like dynasty recruiting. So I'm in my room all day like, God, dog, this is crazy. So it was kind of like I wanted to go home, but I had my friend with me, so it wasn't that bad. And then, when you get there, when he get there, he'll get there over the summer, but I got there mine in January. So, you get that spring break, but he will have that July break. He'll get to come home for a little bit. Then we go back, it's straight game time until possibly Thanksgiving or Christmas. So he might not come home until maybe January, to be honest with you. Yeah, so what he's good at is you got guys up there that he done jail with already. Plus, it's some Polk County guys. There's like a lot of Polk County guys out there. So he going in with more guys he can lean on. And they all gonna be new up there too. So it's all gonna work in his favor.
Absolutely. You hit on one thing that I wanted to bring up. Similarly, you bring in your best friend up to Iowa. Y'all are there to be there for each other. There's been some talk about, how are you going to get all, 85 so of these guys on the same page, with, 1 month of practice. But they're all coming in. Again, a handful, about a fifth of this team is coming over from Florida, or has lived in Florida at some point. And all of them, for the most part, it's kind of like the movie Dodgeball, years and years ago, where you got all the people that say like throwaways from other teams. I mean, I can't imagine how big of a chip is going to be on this team's shoulder going into the year to really prove themselves. I want to hear a little bit more of your thoughts on, how long does it take a team to gel based on your playing experience?
When August, see what they got good at. See, in JUCO, you only go to school right during that time. You don't really stay over the summer. But in college ball, D1 ball, you there end of May. Some there already. So some there now, some at the end of May. Some high school guys gonna come in June. So you got all June, everybody should be there. All July, everybody should be there. In August, you done jail with the guys already for the first 2 months. Now, when August hit, you with the football team because you don't have school until late August or early September. So you with the football team from like 6 or 7 in the morning to like 10 at night. You with these guys all day. You can't help but jail because I'm seeing the DBs all day. I'm seeing the linemen and linebackers and everybody on the squad all day. We lifting weights. We watching film. We practicing. Man, we doing it all. And one day we eating together. We eat lunch together. We eat the breakfast, the morning, the lunch, the dinner, all of it. Like, I'm with them more than anybody. So the jail gonna be there. And then, like you said, man, all these guys coming in with them big old chips on their shoulders, like, oh, so y'all gonna talk trash about me when I leave the university, but when I was there, you singing me praise. Oh, don't worry, I'm gonna work that much harder. Now they was already gonna work hard anyways, but now they gonna be truly locked in, like mouth and a dog. Everybody, as soon as I get on the field, and then there's so much competition to start that you really want to get on that field. Like you don't want to not play, so you gonna be locked in, man.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I love that point. And speaking of being locked in for the team, I just want to hear your initial thoughts right now. Maybe we can preface this for like what you were expecting maybe for record or performance in December, now that you've been able to see kind of 80% of the roster filled out or so. What are you expecting this year for the Buffaloes, Coach Prime? What's a successful season? What's some of their, challenges? What might they be?
Now, if you know how they give the floor and the ceiling, let's say his floor, I would say is 8 wins. Okay. I don't know how he gonna get 8 wins, but I feel like they got a squad. They could take on everybody. But that's his floor. Like he should get the 8. His ceiling, he should be in the Pac-12 championship, out there rolling. He should be in the Pac-12 championship doing his thing. But you never know how things can go. It could go either way. But I think with how he gonna roll and how he rolled the past 2 seasons at Jackson State, man, the man coming to dominate. So I expect him to dominate.
Absolutely. I think it's funny because, again, I've kind of kept my expectations a little bit lower than that. Again, I have, 20 years of not having a bowl win here. Yeah. But I will say one thing that I've noticed with a lot of guys on YouTube that have played college football at the highest levels, that have playing experience, they came in here, they were on YouTube. I was listening to them. I was listening to you talking about how it's December, but Coach Prime is going to bring some serious dogs and talent to this team. And he has blown away all my expectations of what I thought recruiting was going to look like this year. And I think one of those cases could happen again with even, performance on the field. Y'all know what this is like. Y'all know the type of people that are coming in here. And again, one reason why I wanted to have you on the show and why I follow you so much, and I'm encouraging you, viewers, if you don't follow Life in Football and you do it, is because you are in the backyard of so many of these players. You know them. You have seen them play in high school. And that's my long way of saying you could probably be darn right about all this. Incredible. If it's okay with you, I want to be cognizant of your time. Again, thank you for having me. But I want to take a couple questions, kind of like what you do in your interviews, from some people in the comments. I don't know. I can see right now. Hey, thank you. We got a super sticker from Coach G. I appreciate that. But as we have some questions coming in here, could you just tell our viewers, where to find you at, what you got going on? I know you got scheduled shows pretty much every day. Just tell them where you're at, how to find you.
Hey, first off, I want to say thank you, man. I'm your first interview, and I was also her name Jasmine Bennett, and she had a podcast and she had me on as well. So I appreciate when y'all have me on, because you never know how people look at you. So I thank you 1,000 times. Like you thankful, I'm thankful you had me on. I appreciate that, like for real. Like I couldn't ask for nothing better than that. But as far as getting in contact with me, they could, our channel is Life and Football. And I know every time I say and, people be talking about saying of. No, it's Life, then AND Football. So Life and Football. That's our YouTube channel. I come on 4 times a day, 12:30 Eastern, all my East Coast times, because I'm in Florida. So 12:30 I come on, 4 o'clock I come on, 6:30 I come on, and 9 o'clock I come on. And then we have a podcast every Friday that we do, me and my business partner, My Figure. So we interview everybody around the country, man, from high school to the pros. So we interview everybody, everybody in between, players and coaches, staff, anybody around football. Then on top of that, if they want to connect with us on Instagram, it's Life and Ball _ on Instagram. And then on Twitter is Life and Ball without the underscore. So them all the ways they can get in contact with me.
Perfect. Yeah, I got that linked in the description, your Twitter, your YouTube channel, as well as your book. I ordered a copy this morning. I was getting to it like 2 weeks ago and I forgot about it. So
appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm pumped to check that out.
That was my first book, man.
I love it. I love it. I have a poetry book, but
look, you know what's funny?
So
when you said that you had looked that up, I laughed because I was like, I ain't tell you that. So I like that. I like that.
I try to do my research.
Yeah,
I got a question from Cheryl. You're going to get a kick out of this one. Question for Colin. When are you going to give your live viewers a full hour?
I don't know, because my daughter was just in the car saying, Daddy, you're on your phone all the time, Daddy. You need to give us some time. So I was like, all right, well, when I pick you up from school, I won't be on my phone. I won't be on my phone until that next episode at about 6:30. Then I get off my phone again. I won't be back on until 9. So, and then she also said, Daddy, you know that day that I got on? You haven't did a whole hour since that day. I said, are you still on? So that's why I haven't gave it an hour yet. But over the summer, Chelsea, I will give an hour. I give me an hour. I get at least 1 or 2 in a month. I will.
I love that.
Hopefully.
Got another one here from Moan Jefferson. What other sport could you have dominated in?
Oh, I don't know, because I only liked the football. Like I was so locked in on football. Now the other thing I maybe would have got good enough to dominate in possibly was track. My granddaddy, when I was in elementary, it was this man who got all the neighborhood kids that was supposed to be good in Little League football and brought them to track. So he brought me out there one day, and my friend who I ran against, his name Lance Leggett, he went to University of Miami. Now his daddy made him run track since he was in elementary all the way through college, and he was a top tier athlete. So I always wondered if that would have been me if I would have kept running track. So the only reason why I didn't get to fully run track is because I could say my granddad, but it was still me too. My granddad didn't want me to go down to Miami. They used to travel to Miami, and we like 3 hours from Miami. My granddad, he older, so he like, nah, I don't want my grandson going down there. So I think if I would have ran track fully, I could have been real nice at that. I don't know if I would have dominated, but I could have been nice at it. At least I believe it would have made me a better football player. So all in all, it would have made me even more better in football. So yeah, track could have been it.
All right, we got a time for maybe 1 or 2 more. Let's see this one. This one's funny. From Trave Ivory. Question: can y'all collab during the season? I hope that this isn't the only time that we get together. Yeah. I mean, I've enjoyed talking with you. And hopefully we can keep this up, and you can make it over here out to Boulder.
Right, we will. Yeah, oh, that's a fact, man. We jumping back on, man. This ain't no one and done. This ain't like basketball, one and done. No, we can come back. We can come back and get it.
Well, I love it. Awesome. Well, Colin, again, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate your personal perspective and insight with all that's going on with college football, with Prime, Colorado, all the players that we brought in. And again, everybody, go follow Colin if you haven't yet. Oh, by the way, wanted to end with this. Is an interview with Javon Antonio on the way? Is that happening here?
When he first got the offer, y'all know I did that video on him. So then I hit him up, and then I hit him up today. Like, remember I told y'all when I was on live, as soon as he committed, he had DM'd me like, hey, showing me that he committed. So I was like, I see that. I sent him that we was on live, and then I asked him, would he come on? He ain't said yes or no yet, but I'm going to ask him again. So I believe he going to come on. But really, at the end of the day, we'll end up getting all the Colorado players on. I don't know, will we get all of them before fall camp? Because I know when fall camp comes, I don't know if I'm really trying to interview them like that. But, yeah, we're going to get many on as we can. I'm going to ask him again once I get off on here to what he going to do.
Perfect. I love that. Well, we'll be looking forward to it again. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Man, this live stream was crazy. 236 people in here right now, man. This is mind-blowing.
Hey,
it's crazy. But again, thank you, Colin. God bless you, and hopefully we'll talk again here soon.
Hey, right back at you, man. Hey, appreciate everybody for coming through, man. Thank y'all. Blessings to you.
All right, we'll see you, Colin.
I appreciate you, brother.
All right, everybody. Again, thank you for tuning in to my first live stream interview. Again, want to definitely have Colin on here again soon, as well as some of my other favorite YouTubers covering college football, Coach Prime, Colorado. Really appreciate the kindness. Sorry I couldn't get to all of your questions. Again, Colin's got another show that he's got to get ready for, I think, or he's going to be doing something else, but want to be cognizant of your time. I'll let y'all go. Hit that subscribe and like if you haven't yet. Really appreciate the support. I'll be back tomorrow, and go Buffs.